Good morning, traders. It is the quad witching. Dun, dun, dun. Find out right here on Live Trading. Let's see the action today.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, team. How we doing out there? Hope you guys are enjoying the day. We're about to get started here. But like always, we want to have a good time. We want to bring on my man, Ryan Faloona in the house. What's up? How we doing, Ryan? It's good to have you on today. And like always, we're going to have a great day for you guys. Stick around, team. There's always more going on here. But I got something for us today. And I think that, it's very important, like always. Let's celebrate a little bit. Let's get to the action. It's my boy's birthday. Let's go, team. Let's get it started. Let's get it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Hey. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear
Ryan.
Happy birthday to you. From good friends and true.
Hey, from Live Trading, baby.
From old friends and new. May good luck go with you.
May good luck in this market day, my friend.
Happiness too.
I gotta say, Mitch, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that.
Of course.
I haven't had birthday. I'm not a big singing fan, so I haven't had a birthday song probably in years. So kudos to you for breaking the streak. Thanks very much. And then, of course, thanks to our wonderful community. All of the love out there. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you all. Thank you all. Really, really appreciate it.
Don't worry, David. Not going on American Idol anytime soon. Don't worry about that.
Wisdom. Absolutely love this. Absolutely love this. It's only 6 a.m., but heck, I'll take a shot for you, Wisdom.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Let's just say the orange juice will be strong today, baby. Let's get it, team. Let's get it. All right, let's get into the action. We'll take a look at the market, take a look at what's going on out there. Of course, another day we'll be concerned to see if there's more follow through in the banks. Really quickly, just going to do my little kind of like I've been doing like kind of the review for the swings, right? So for this Snapchat, we got in this one yesterday, right? 1063. Sold some at 1105 yesterday. I was looking for 1120s. We never got up here, right? And this is the breakout above. So we'll look to see if we get it out the gates. Going to hold to break even on the rest. If we stop out, it's okay. That's my rules, and I try to stick to my rules because what? That builds discipline, team. So that's what I'll be trying to do. Stick to the rules. We'll find out what happens there in the Snapchat trade. Also, major watch for me today is going to be Blackstone to the short side. Why? Because I'm watching the rejections here off 889 levels, multiple rejection. This stock has been going sideways for a couple of days now. If I do see the banks get hit hard, like FAZ ripping, well, I'll be watching to see if that comes with a downturn. Oil stocks, of course, looking for that to continue down. I'm a little annoyed at Oxy today because it did get to the 60 that I wanted to short. But look, it goes right to 60 in the pre-market, literally 60.00, already back down there to 58s. And so I missed this trade already. I'll be looking for a little bit maybe of some drip action for some day trading action. Going to look for a pullback below 1750s out the gates going to 17. Somewhere in there, I'd like to risk for a move back towards 18 on drip. That's going to do it for my outlook there. Going to kick it to my man, Ryan. What's going on?
All right. Well, we're going to, of course, start with the SPY here. So on yesterday's rally, one thing to note yesterday is that it was definitely kind of a low volume day. I actually confirmed this in the happy hour. I've got an analyst in there that watches a lot of the different volumes. things really seem to die off despite some of the big opening prints. And this huge power candle here, I would actually expect this to come back in. Mitch, you mentioned the quad witching. The only other really big data point here is going to be the Michigan consumer sentiment number. Shout out to Urban Farms Project for letting us know that that's going on. So I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of just traded down here a little bit. I don't really expect any big move in either direction. Looking at the levels here, we really ran up to this 395 and was kind of rejected there. That also coincides with the 100-day moving average. And when we retraced, we came back down to the 200-day moving average. So we seem to be right around these technical levels. And I think that we'll be able to use these technical levels to trade here today. And I think if you want to take day trades or maybe even a couple of swing trades based on some of these levels, we'll see. I don't want to hold anything else over the weekend. To me, it's going to be day trading only. As far as the SPY goes, this is where we're at. I suspect we're going to come back in. We'll see if we do that here today. Now let me jump over to the movers tool and we'll take a look at some of the new issues here today that are likely to be in play. First one here is going to be ENZ. This is Enzo Biochem. There's a catalyst here this morning. Wait for it to load here. There we go. Just had to click. Enzo Biochem shares are trading higher after the company announced it will sell its clinical laboratory to LabCorp. So I'm not sure what that deal actually entails, but market seems to have liked it so far. So we'll see if we get any type of momentum here for this particular play. Why didn't you draw the line there? Come on. It's crazy. I'm clicking on it. I don't know what's going on here, Mitch.
Just to mention, my internet's been slow today, and I don't know if anybody else is having issues out there, but I could see that some of the internets were having issues. I could see I was on like a different platform that tells me my speed. My speed was all over the place, Ryan. So I don't know if you're having some internet issues also.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't actually have any open measurement of my speed. I'm going to try to refresh my platform here, but man, this is taking a long time. Sorry about that, folks. Mitch, maybe you want to flip back over to your screen while I wait this out here.
By all means, I got you, my friend. No worries. We'll take a look at some of the stocks that are moving today. I did go through some of these on our Trade Zero segment, but let's take a look here. All right, so MSTR, one that's on watch today. Bitcoin going higher, right? So keep these on watch. We'll see what happens here. Coal, the Boyle traders. What happened to natural gas, team? The Nas, I'm sorry if I missed a message above. I was just taking a look at some other things. If I missed it, please just repost it for me. That will help me out, Nas. So coal, we'll see if this goes higher than 60. It doesn't look like Boyle is where you want to be. Boyle down to 495, team. Holy widowmakers out there. There's a reason why I put UNG on the ban list. I'm not trading it anymore, but it is at an almost triple bottom here at 8, just to mention. Let's keep going. On watch today, watch for maybe tech, China tech names. Will these continue higher? Baidu have mentioned a robo-taxi in the city of Beijing where you don't even need a driver. So it looks like robo-taxis kicking off a little bit for Baidu. They're trying more and more to release more information about their AI use, things like that to keep them higher. PDD also on watch today because of that. So keep your eyes on China Tech to see if we get ourselves a little bit of a rally. And if you do see a rally in those names, you can look at BABA or you can maybe look at like CWeb, right, for a move there. We'll keep an eye out on this, just giving you guys some trade ideas of what to think about. Of course, FAZ, I'll take a look at that to see if that wants to start taking off. We did get a pullback here towards 23s. That's where I'm seeing a lot of support. So if I could get a quick opening pullback to 23s or slightly above towards maybe 23.30s, that's what I'm going to be looking at hourly from yesterday's resistance coming into play around 23.40s, 23.30s. And then I would have to hold down towards the under layer here towards 22.80s. We'll see what happens there. FAZ, of course, this is financial leveraged. So be careful out there.
I'm all set now. I fixed it.
Got you. Let me just finish through and I got you. We'll go back through it. X here, of course, they did give a little bit of an announcement this morning. Want to go ahead and mention, you guys know how I like trading my X. The only question is it going to give it to me today, baby? We'll keep watching to see what happens here in X. U.S. Steel Corporation today provided first quarter 23 guidance on adjusted EBITDA of approximately 375 and a good quarter one guidance here, EPS to 63 cents on the high end versus 41 cent estimate. So keep your eyes on maybe to see if steel stocks get a little bit of a lift today. We'll keep watch to see what happens there on X. And the last one to watch, and we never talk about this, but what about trading some bond action? Ryan, what do you think about the TLT? I'd like to talk to you about a little bit about this today because, this is one thing that I've probably haven't traded too much of, right? But I can tell you right now, I do see some bullish action here. And if we are going to kind of keep watching this, I mean, look at the levels right here. It looks like it wants to get through 109 going to 110. We've now had about 3 or 4 attempts to get through here. I'm going to count it as 3 attempts. Let's see if we can get it to the 4th attempt. Of course, yesterday's high, 108.03. If we can get through there going to 109, I'll keep an eye out on the TLT for a little bit, maybe of a swing. That's going to do it for me right now. Of course, you guys can keep your eyes on some oil trade. We'll find out what happens there. Now to kick it to my man, Ryan.
All right. Sorry about the technical difficulty, but we were able to get that resolved with a quick refresh here. The levels here for Enzo Biochem, again, we want to make sure we stay above 196 here, maybe 195. But we'll see if we can actually, again, remember that the big thing that we've been seeing is that the breaks through the resistance levels have just not been working. So what we're going to try to do here is catch Enzo on a curl. We're going to try to catch all of these stocks here on a curl up. Would love to see this kind of hold 196, maybe come back into 2 and hold that, then make a run for VWAP and then some of these other key levels. And we'll be shedding our position as we hit those key levels, as we've seen some of these stocks get rejected at those levels. Next here is going to be Histogen, HSTO, and this actually looks like this was rolling over. This was not. It didn't look as weak earlier, but weakness kind of prevailing now. We'll see if we end up getting some support there at 1. Maybe we'll get a volume expansion around that $1 level, and we can actually trade up and grab a long side trade there. Next here, we've got PXMD, and sorry, these are kind of flipping around on me, so I want to make sure I don't miss anything here. PXMD is Pax Media. That's also trading up here this morning. Let me see if there was a catalyst for this one. I don't see anything news related, so maybe just kind of some momentum action here. We were as high as 307. We've come back down to this 267, and we're currently finding resistance there at that VWAP. So would love for this to settle around 260, 250, and then, of course, get a volume influx so we can trade this to the long side as well. That's it. The other thing to watch is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin really making a run. Mara Riot, Hutcoin, all on those. Bitto, the ETF. Let's go ahead. Markets open. Let's see what we can do here today, folks. Right, there go the unusual options.
Let's get to the action, team. Didn't even get my orange juice, man. That's how this is that type of day. But let's go. Let's go. Let's get this money. All right. So technology leading to start it off here. Actually, energy gave a little bit of a slight tweak. So I'm going to look for some pop up there so that I can finally maybe get some shorts here. There's drip coming down in the 17.28 handle. I'm going to look to see if this can come to 17 right out the gates. I'll take a shot there on
Micron,
drip.
nice move here out of the gate. It's continuation from yesterday, as a lot of those semis were really, really strong yesterday. Looks like some of that strength is sticking around today. Let's check AMD and see if that has strength as well. No, not Micron seems to be the outlier there, at least so far. QCOM appearing here as well. Microsoft. Wow. So there is, never mind. There is some strength here in some of these technology stocks. I also saw that there was an S&P reshuffling here, right? Square, PayPal, and I think, was it SoFi moved from technology to the financials area of the S&P. So technology getting a little bit less of a weighting in the S&P index. Thank you, Glenn, for the birthday wishes. Really appreciate it. Histo did kind of bounce. It didn't quite get to 1. It bounced off 104, it looks like here. Didn't really give me time for an entry there. PXMD might be setting up here. Actually, let me put that in the focus. ENZ above its VWAP.
Trying to get some drip here on pullbacks to 17.15s. It went back towards 17.20s, about 5 cents off from the opening action. Still looking for declining action there for energy to get green just for a second so that it can jump into this trade. Nothing in the green from the open here. Looking to see if technology can slip into the green here. But pretty much everything down out the gate. Financial services down big here at the gate here, team. Yep. I'm going to start trying to get short some of BX. Just got a tiny starter right there. Looking for it to bounce back to 87.80s to add. So I am short on BX at 87.25s. Going to look for this to start cutting through on the down end. And I do want to get some more on bounces, but I just did a very small starter to start. Could see it getting through 86 today. So we'll find out what happens there in Blackstone. Let's take a look at Snapchat. That didn't stop me on the pullback there, but it could stop me out at 1063s. We'll see what happens. It went to 1072s here. Will it get in the 1060s? Doesn't look too good there. Pinterest pushing up, so that doesn't look too bad. It could reverse. Meta pulling back here. I think that's what's dragging Snap right now. Intel up, says Kings. Yes, nice little move there in Intel. Kicking it to you, Ryan. What do you see, my friend?
Well, PXMD from the list here breaking down a little bit. CRBP also looking like this is about to give it up here at this 580 level. So look out. There's some air under that. I was hoping for some continuation on some of these names. We'll see. I still got NVIDIA, Texas Instruments, and Home Depot on the relative volume scanner. So lots of interesting names appearing on the relative volume scanner here today. Maybe that's the quad witch. Maybe that's the re-rating the volume that we're seeing.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I mean, definitely, I think what you saw at the open, that's quad witch action. That's opening imbalance. That's why we saw so much pop right there, right? That's what I would say, at least from my experience, right? Like,
yeah, and that would
with a grain of salt.
That would explain why they're on the relative volume scanner, right? Because they got bigger than average volume on that shuffle.
100%, Ryan. That's a good way to take a look at it, right? Yep. We'll see if it continues, right? What I usually look at is if it's a 15-minute move. 15-minute move will show me a little bit more continued strength, not just the first 5 minutes. Just what CC said Lori from Pre-Market Prep Action. Our guest today, CC Legator, definitely talked about it. There you guys see it. Now let's see if they continue it here. NVIDIA trying to push through 262. We'll keep an eye out on those names. I like actually the laggard names like Micron and Marvell today. Those actually started getting moving yesterday. Remember, I was actually calling out Micron yesterday early on. I liked it here, but man, this started just taking off in the afternoon. I missed this trade. It was about 6% almost on that Micron just overnight. So we'll see what happens there. And if we can continue getting the lift in Marvell also. So there's pulling back here towards the support. SPY overall is just hanging out here around the 393s. I think we really need to see some way that the SPY actually chooses a direction today. Qs are very important to watch, I feel. Are we going to get pullbacks? We've already had a good run in the Qs. That's something to keep an eye out for.
So ENZ, nice little move. ENZ, nice little 10-cent move off of the bottom. I want to try to take it on this break of the high, but we haven't seen that work recently. So I kind of want to see it actually happen first before I put my money at risk. I normally, especially after this rebound with this volume, normally I would play this on this breakthrough 222. But I don't feel confident in it given what we've seen. I'm going to keep this on watch here. No position yet. We'll see if ENZ takes off. XPEV having a nice morning here.
All right, trying to get drip on this pullback. We'll see if I'm able to get it on the pullback. I want it down there towards 17, like 10-ish area, 1712s. I can start getting in. Don't want to jump in it too early. I do think this could reverse back to the upside, but of course, got to be patient. Still in that snap starting to come back through the 1080s here on the VWAP. I'm going to look for what's called a VWAP kind of fake out to the downside, and then we're going to look for a VWAP bounce. So I want to see it actually go up here towards like 11, then pull back, and then I'll be able to add it on VWAP only. So of course it's going to raise my average price. So from that point on, we're going to be break even risk, but I don't mind adding to it since we took some profit and trying to maybe go for the swing, right? We'll see what happens here. Like always, you guys choose your own investments. This isn't for you guys to copycat trade, but more along how I'm going after it so you can learn how I'm going after this process approach, right? Snap was something that I could think that it could stop me out at the open, but if it wants to drive on pullbacks, I want to add and hold break even. We'll find out what happens.
And real quickly here, AMD real strong out of the gate here. Also seeing some AMD calls getting bought. So I think we're sufficiently past the open here to chalk that up to the quad witch, but still strong here. Calls getting bought. Ron, yes, it is. Today is my birthday.
All right, looking for pullbacks on
joining the party.
FAZ already pushing, just bounced off a VWAP there. So you got one VWAP opportunity, 2412s. It went right back to 2412s on the 5-minute chart for FAZ. Now I'm looking for a pullback towards below 24 on FAZ. We'll see if I'm able to get an entry. FRC is halted there. Not good outlook there. JPM went red here to start the day. Look at like Bank of America, red also. Citi, red. Big banks starting to come down here. I'm worried more about the big banks and focused on those and the smaller ones because I'm not going to trade those. So I'm just focused on to see if we're going to get big names keep getting hit. Blackstone already up significantly, about almost 1%, 87.25s. We're at 86.50s. Glad I got a little bit of a starter. I don't look like I'll get my ads that are up here towards 87.80, but going to look for it to take out 86 today and continue on the downside. We'll see what happens there. Now starting to see Snap trying to make a little bit of an up move. Pinterest is one that I want to see get through 26.75 also. So just trying to keep going through it, team. You guys got stocks? Call them out there. All right. Shady when the competition makes deposits like nothing to see here. Yes, I agree with that. Not the best thing to see, but also one thing that I think was very important in the mention yesterday that not many people talked about was that First Republic noted that previously to this 30 billion in deposits, they were at borrowing capacity. So essentially they were really close to liquidating, but the only thing that saved them was this 30 billion in deposits. That's not good to hear, team.
No, it isn't. And you know, the thing about Credit Suisse yesterday, the vote of confidence, they're borrowing 54 billion in order to cover their liquidity. That seems risky if it doesn't work, right?
Yeah, I would definitely say. So I'm looking for one more downturn and drip to start getting a position in this. This will be day trading style. So we'll see what happens there. And of course, could take some swing trades. That's more like that BX trade. That's more the swing. It's low value. To put it in perspective, like sometimes my day trading, like market value is sometimes like, let's say 4 times a lot of the times where my swings are. So that's why I like doing more of the swings, right? Because it manages my risk that much better. But to each his own, right? If you like day trading, hey, nail it, team. What's going on with X today? X right off the VWAP, 25.25s, pulled back to the 25s. Not seeing that lift that I was expecting here. It is doing an hourly pullback, but nothing that's just making me jump at it right now. Snap trying to hold the hourly pullback. You can see here on the hourly chart how this is an hour pullback. Fake out to the downside at 1075s. Went to about, what, 1070? Now I want to see this breakout through here. Up here towards this kind of 1125s, even just a move to 11 and then looking for pullbacks off VWAP. That'll be the way that I add on Snap. TLT going up here. I talked about it before the open. It already got a nice little lift here from 106.65s to 106.91. So I'm going to look for pullbacks here on the bonds, maybe get a little bit of a piece of some TLT action. Doesn't look bad at least here. It is getting a little bit of a lift.
And HUBC, which is one of the stocks here from the list, a big sell-off right out of the opening print, but bounced cleanly off the 248 level. I guess you could also make that 250 if that's where you drew your line, but a nice clean bounce there, trading back up here. That actually gave 20 cents so far. So this is what I mean about trading some of these bounces and curls. Might be a little bit, you might get a little bit better performance trading some of those.
Drip didn't come down there. It just already bouncing. So now I got to play it off the VWAP here. It does look like it's already going to get the reverse here. I could look at like Oxy, but that didn't get to 60s. So I got to go for another names that are near resistance. Didn't get the XOM towards 102. So still staying off that one. Chevron is back to 155. Still nowhere near what I think is the resistance on that one, which is 158. Going to stay off of the drip trade for right now. I'm still going to look for pullbacks to 1712s, but if it takes off from here, so be it.
TRKA, Turca, we've traded this one. This is one of those penny stocks. Nice mention here in the chat. This actually breaking highs here. We'll see where Turca can go.
All right, I'll be right back, team. I don't have any day trades on, so I'm going to go get some orange juice. I'll be right back.
Make sure there's a little something in that orange juice for my birthday celebration.
You know it, Ryan. You know it going to come back with that cheese face.
Oh, that's funny. Actually, PXMD, oop, that happened fast. Darn, I was just about to say this actually might be a nice opportunity on this curl to go back to the VWAP and hope for a VWAP break. We got a nice big spike there really quickly, though. I don't want to chase any of these spikes. I want to try and grab them as early as possible to maximize any of the profit that we have on the scalp. Really been hurt recently by some of these scalps getting slapped back down. See what else we're seeing. Although this is doing a decent job holding here. We'll see up now. As soon as I said that, it comes back in. By the way, ENZ looks like this is breaking to the upside. Took a little bit, but looks like we're getting it. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so nice little curl off the bottom here. We did go through VWAP and we took out 222. Next here are going to be some of these levels. Up, look at that rejection. See, look at that pullback. Look at that pullback. We went from 228 to 212 in a matter of seconds. It's still selling off. Man, oh man, some of these breaks. When we get them on the curls, gotta sell them before they actually break through those spots because they're really just getting pulled back in. This is a theme that we're seeing here. It's not just one name, it's multiple names. Oh, that was nasty. Glad I wasn't in that. Check some of these other names here. Tell, breaking through here. Isn't anything else there? Look around and see. Tesla pounding the lows. Let's check in on Tesla. I know a lot of you folks are trading Tesla. Let me check the chat. Short Microsoft. Ooh, okay. Okay. Thank you again to everybody for all of the birthday wishes. You folks are far too kind, but I've been saying it all the time. We have the best community on the internet without a doubt. So I'm not surprised to see all that. Really appreciate it, folks. Tesla at these 182 lows. Let's see how much further we can go. We got to bounce at some point here on Tesla. It does it every day. $50. Not yet, Paul. Not yet. No, what does one get a lord for a birthday? Just your presence, not presents. See what I did there? Is appreciated. 6 shots in and you're looking younger by the minute. Oh, that's good stuff. That is good stuff. EQN moving to highs. Don't really see anything else here that's... Ooh, lots of meta puts. What's going on here? Multiple meta puts spread across a number of strikes here. I wonder if this is a bet that TikTok won't get sold. I think Snap and Meta would be the biggest beneficiaries if TikTok were banned here. So I'm almost wondering if people are betting that it won't get banned and that they'll sell and then position themselves to the short side in Meta. I wonder if that's related. No position in Meta though. Also seeing, oh my gosh, big print here. KRE, 25,000 contracts, the 38 put right here. Oh my God, $5.625 million bet on that one. KRE, big time option flow in here. Good look. That's one of the biggest I've seen in a long time. That's crazy. Those contracts expire 6/16. So that's what, June 16th? In June 16th, 38 put. Oh my goodness. Look up a good dessert shop. I actually don't have much of a sweet tooth. I'm more of a savory fan than anything else. But again, I really appreciate all of your kind words from the community. You guys are the best. That KRE print. $38 put on KRE. Yeah, that's what I was seeing in here. I have the 38 put that expires 6/16. I got 25,000 contracts totaling 5.625 million on that. Here you go, Jay. Great call here. You can actually play this in stock using FAS. You know, that was the first thing I should have loaded. Thank you. And you can actually play this one here with stock.
A little frustrated on this oil trade and just not able to get in, team. Drip already pushing past 1750s. We'll see what happens there. It just didn't get pulled back enough. SPY coming down towards 392s. We'll see if it gets actually towards that 392.
Take a look at LSDI. Laura, good call here. LSDI, nice curl here. You know what? This is nice spot here, Laura. This is what we wanted, right? Curl, looks like we have that curl confirmed. We've got a target up to the VWAP here. Not a whole lot of room. And there's a big pullback. But that's a good spot. That's the type of thing that I'm looking for. I think we're actually going to be able to get those trades to work.
Everything in the red from the open, right? So just be careful out there for green trades.
Let's see if this gets the juice. The only thing that's got me on some hesitation here with LSDI is that we really don't have this gigantic volume.
Big breakout in Success, team. Nice little push there towards 19, above 19s. I'm looking for pullbacks to 1880s to join the party on Success. If you can get a pullback to 1880s, I'll try to jump on the Success train.
Good stuff.
Still in that snap, still hasn't stopped me out, but it has pulled back to 1068. Success just took off there. I also like NVIDIA for short today, and that's already cracking. So I'm going to look for a move back towards like 262 to get short on NVIDIA. We'll see what happens if I get a little bounce. Of course, Kramer came out yesterday and he said, if you're short the Qs, you have lost it, or I'll see you at your funeral. Well, guess what? Kramer might have just ticked the Qs. So I don't know. When Kramer says things, I run the other way, team. SQQQs could be an option here for pullback. I needed to pull back to 34 here, but it already got above 34s. Looks good for a nice little push to 34.50s here. We'll look to see if we get that push. And of course, this is against the Jim Cramer call there, or you could look at maybe S Jim. What's up with the S Jim? Shout out to my man from Matthew Tuttle. We'll see if Cramer ETF starts actually moving today, and we go short on the S Jim. Who knows? Find out. Sark getting a little bit of a lift today. ARKK name's probably getting hit here. ARKK, man. Holy moly. Yeah, that is getting a little bit of a hit. The only stock there up is about Coinbase. Coinbase was moving up with the cryptocurrency. We'll see if that can keep pushing. MSTR. That's getting a little bit of a bounce there. So you can watch some of these cryptocurrency ones. But Mara had earnings today. That already got hit here. It was up on earnings, and I thought these earnings were atrocious. But hey, to each his own sometimes. Marathon earnings, I did not like one bit. But hey, we'll see what happens today. Stem. Yeah, I think that is my mic. Whatever.
PXMD.
Looking around, man. I haven't gotten the pullbacks that I'm looking for in certain areas, but FAZ definitely taking off there. SOXS. We get to the 1880s. Pulling back right now. We got 86. Looking for 1880s.
LXEH. Wow, that's a halt fest. Good call there, Jay. That was not on. How much volume is this stock trading today? 70K. Okay, so super low volume. Be very careful with that one. 70K shares. Man, that's tough, but you're right. That's moving here, moving big time, up 155% here. Just be careful with that.
AMB starting to go red. Just to mention that, I'm starting to see the tech trade turn around.
Yep. I actually seen some more puts here on KRE. I got a little order here, the 40 puts, 500 contracts, only $100,000 trade there. But again, after the gigantic one that we just saw, I think any other additional puts are going to be notable here in KRE. According to Unusual Whales, the Pro Kramer ETF down 22%. SGIM is up 16%.
Yeah, but what they don't tell you is the liquidity issues of the ETF. There's a reason why I haven't gone long a team. So there's liquidity issues there. See very low volume trading in those. And so, I mean, just to kind of put it in perspective, look at this morning. It's almost no shares traded. And look at the spread. You have a 10-point spread there. Don't like it at all for at least trading vehicle. It would have to be more long-term, and I don't think that's what it was intended for use. So I don't like it personally. I just take a look at it just to see if it's up or down.
Wally, can you check Histo? Yes. So Histo, we had the move right out of the gate here and a big pullback. Now we've crossed the VWAP. The thing that's got me concerned here is that we're setting up a lower high, right? So we're currently in a downtrend. Now this can all be changed, right? If we go ahead and have a nice little volume expansion and a pop through here, this could very easily turn around here. But so far, don't really like this. Want to see this invalidated first.
All right. Canceling some orders out there. Still looking for SOXS on pullback here, but we'll see if we're able to get it. Just got a little bit of an entry there at 1880s. Have orders out here for SOXS on the pullback. Got the starter on there at 1880s. Looking for some more pullback to the VWAP. VWAP is 68 here. All right, looking to jump on this SOXS trade. J-Nug being brought up in the chat. Yeah, I saw that. Nug T getting a move. Some gold trade out there. Definitely on watch with this move. What's up with Google today? I think what it is that we've had too big of a nice run in some of these bigger names, but Google is still strong, right? So just be careful out there. I've talked about this AI turnaround that it had, and man, still always going to be kicking myself about that 90. Next time I feel like I have that point picked out, I'm going to start really trying to get closer towards that and risking off of it. It looks good for a run, I think, back towards like 105. Then I think you might run into a little bit of resistance. Microsoft is continuing today. So unless the big boys turn around, right? Apple's a little bit into the red, but big boys are holding up some of the market right now, even though it's still like kind of below VWAP, still getting held up by a lot of the bigger names. Success, we got that one entry. It did not go to VWAP yet, so we'll look to see if we push right past through towards the 1906 area. I'm willing to add here towards VWAP, so have orders out just sitting there looking for pullbacks. All right, what else is being brought up in the chat? J-Nug, no open interest. SPY, VWAP rejection for right now. Being mentioned out there. Uroy entry yesterday looked like it was a great choice so far, says Walter. 2 trillion in options.
I don't see anything else new here, Mitch.
It's just a slow down right here as we
sure does.
Trying to figure out which way we want to go. Do we want to make a rip up in the SPY? Look at the Qs. Qs are battling back right back to the high there. So SQQQ, I'm sure, is pulling back there towards the low of the day. This actually doesn't seem too bad for me to think about like trading off of it, but I'm already in a similar trade here with SOXS. So what I'll do is just kind of be looking for the pullbacks, right? It could pull back a little bit further and even pull back towards the bottom of this little breakout candle, which would be about 57. So that's why I have orders right now at that 57 and orders at what? 68, 1 cent off the VWAP here. That's where I'm trying to add on pullbacks. And you guys know how I am. I'll be transparent about it. That's where I'm looking at. I've already got a starter, but if it could keep coming back, or I could do SQQQ reversal. So I would look for maybe a slight wick that cuts through 33.70s and then start looking for it to come back up through the 75s.
And so check this out. PXMD, this is one that we've been watching. Definitely there was a trade off this curl like we have talked about, but look what happened. They took out the 275. It went 1 cent higher, and then they yanked it back again, 10 plus cents. So same thing is happening. These range breaks to the upside, not working. That any of them that do work are in the clear minority here. So be very, very careful with that. Continue to look for curls near the bottom. That's what I'm going to do. These are just not strong. And I'm also looking into KRE here, given that put. The contracts were in June, so I'd want to give myself about the same amount of time. Looking at the option chain, the 38s that were bought, I'd almost be more willing to try a 44, just a near the money call, or excuse me, near the money put here, and swing that for a couple of months. 450 ask on that 44 put. That's tough. I do want to try this though. No position yet, but I do want to get in on that.
All right, now finally getting that pullback for SOXS. Just got second fill there. Looking for one more fill there on SOXS on this pullback. I'll let you guys know if I do get the fill.
Apple looks like it's trying to go for highs here. Getting a bounce in some names. Tesla bouncing as well. Go ahead and pull up Tesla. That's not on my relative volume scanner, right? No, it's just bouncing normally. Okay, great.
Snapchat back to VWAP. Looked for that 11 run. Will we get it today? Just got the last ad there on SOXS. Now got to go ahead and just focus on risk management here. Average 1866. And so going to hold off here towards the 45s here. So it's a little bit of a 20-cent risk. Looking for a move back up through 19, a little bit higher. We'll take some profit into that 19 and then look for a break above. We'll find out what happens. SPY is pushing higher here, so we're going to see if the Qs can turn around, but the Qs just broke through the high of the day. So let's see if this is a little fake out to the upside. Drip, did we ever get that pullback? Still not. It's just hanging out on the VWAP there for Drip. Just focusing in on success right now to see if we can get a little bit of a push back here. It is still pulling back. Nvidia trying to get through that highs. Be careful with Nvidia if you are short there. It is trying to get back there to intraday highs.
Apple at highs. Bitcoin curling up too. What is this DVD that's getting shellacked? Diebold? Okay. What happened here?
No idea. Coin, how's that doing? Coin pushing higher there. Microsoft looking like it's trying to push a little higher. Google up there to 103s. SPY looks like it's trying to get a little bit into the 394 handle. Could get stopped out here in success. Literally about 1 penny away, hand on the trigger. Out success. Loss first on the day. First loss on the day. Look to bounce back. Q's ripping higher. That definitely turned it around. Was it looking for the tech trade to come off? And right now it is not. Look at the Q's here. Ripping higher. SPY ripping higher. A lot of these tech stocks reversed from the bottom there. Nvidia went to 259, now ripped up there to 264. AMD started coming right back towards that 98. Success stopping me out on that downturn. Just going to stick to the risk and reward. That's what it's always about. Snap back there to 1090s. So I talked about when we got back above the VWAP, we would look for pullbacks to the VWAP. So that's going to be around 1080s. We'll look for 1080s for to add in on Snap and then hold the rest of it break even. Order out there for pullbacks on Snap so I could get filled on that pullback and then look for the extension. All right, let's keep looking. Let's see if we can find some other trades.
Yeah, I took my eye off the market here. I see people calling Histo. Let me check that out. HSTO. End up going here. Oh my God, we sure did. Great call, Grateful to God. Sorry, I took my eye off of it. Took my eye off it. And you know what though? I wouldn't have necessarily trusted this break, and even this pop up to 152. Good size there, good size move there on good volume. And it's given you enough time to exit here too. This is a good call. This was a good one. This ended up working here. It took a while, but it ended up working. We popped through those pre-market highs. Now we're back testing those pre-market highs. It'll be interesting to see where we go from here. Actually bring this up in my broker as well, just in case.
Drip on that pullback. I'll see if it gets to the 1712, 1710 level that I can start trying to get in. Tech is ridiculous. Not kidding. Yeah, it is pushing a little bit higher, but it could always just push higher, right? You got to be careful. I didn't want to play them to the upside today because I felt they were extended, but hey, they're still pushing, team. Blackstone rejecting the VWAP right now. That one looks a little bit good. If I can get a little bit moved back above the 87s, I don't mind trying to add to Blackstone. But remember, I'm in that 87.25, so I don't want to just jump in here without trying to get a better entry there. We'll find out. Oil stock's trying to push a little higher, so I'll wait for drip to kind of give me that pullback opportunity. I'm still looking for it.
Couldn't help but trade FRC again. Hopefully it went well for you. How are we doing in FRC? Nice little curl up there. How's Wall doing? That one had to give us a big move. That's pretty muted here today.
Yeah, that's just too much risk for me on FRC. It's just too much.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Mitch. Hard for me to trade that too.
It just doesn't make sense for me, team. And I think that one of the things is, yeah, can I make money? Yeah. I mean, I could also just do that in March Madness and go gamble, right? That's just the way I feel. Do you enjoy your first day of March Madness?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure did. I actually had Arizona going to the Elite Eight in one of my brackets, so that hurt a little bit. But other than that, man, those games have been incredibly exciting. The first two games I watched were the Maryland game and then the Virginia game where the guy threw it away at the end. I feel so bad for that kid. It totally cost his team a tournament run. Rock Chalk Jayhawk, says Jared. I got Kansas going to the finals in one of my brackets. I do have them losing to Bama, though. I wouldn't be pissed if Kansas upset it. I know my bracket wouldn't win, but I wouldn't be pissed. You hit Princeton yesterday. Nice, CC Mike. Nice.
Seeing Oxy starting to come down here. Still not by my 60 where I wanted to short it, but drip coming back to 1750s. Drip starting to try to get a move above 1750s. If I wanted to go for the day trade, I could go off the 30s here on support. Fighting myself on this oil trade right now. And the big thing is that I was looking for a little bit more pullback on drip. Still haven't gotten in it. Still looks great here for a nice little push back to 18. Oxy looks good for a short, but I wanted 60s in the pre-market. I feel like someone already took that off the table for me. So we're getting the rejection around the 59.50s again. Looks good, but probably going to miss this trade. It's a little frustrating. It's just more about me trying to respect the levels that I gave myself. But it's not going to give me the opportunity to get it at those levels. So I have to go ahead to either just jump onto the trade or let it go. In this case, I'm going to let it go. But I still really like oil to the downside. Going to be frustrated if oil gets to the downside today because this is literally what I've been betting, right? I just wanted to get a little bit of more bounce yesterday. I talked about it to get reach short the names. But sometimes in the pre-market, it can ruin that trade for you. Essentially, that's what happened to me today. The pre-market ruined my opportunity for going after Oxy or Chevron or XOM or any of those names because they're a little bit lower now. And I don't like to feel like I'm chasing weakness, right? Just like I don't like to chase strength on the upside for longs. So I just got to respect it and stick to the sideline. Chasing
is chasing no matter what direction it is, Mitch. Let me ask you, do you ever play USO to capture your oil thesis?
No, USO for me, this never works out.
Okay.
It never works out for me. I can tell you right now, I've tried it. It just never works out. That's the USO right here in the middle. It doesn't look bad, right? Triple top around 61 on that one. But yeah, it doesn't work out for me a lot of the times. But it is going straight down there. And I like the trade. It's just like I hate feeling like I'm chasing, and maybe I'm not chasing Oxy on intraday action, but when I pull it back to the pre-market, I can see all that action above towards 60. I feel like I am chasing a little bit. In success, There you go. Little reversal there. 1788s. You got it yesterday at 1788? I know it hasn't hit that today. I think it's 1788s. That confuses me. I don't see stocks S down there, Beans.
Could he have meant 1688?
I have no idea. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, gotcha.
Literally, I'm not. It's more along as a question. I want it at that price. Can you give it to me? We'll see if it actually comes down. I saw the Qs pull back a little bit there. Drippy drip. Blackstone coming right back towards those 86. So that looks good there. I'm just going to leave that one to keep swinging. Phase came back to VWAP, bounced right back to 25. That looks good there. Shorts, oh, they're going after JPM today, man. Look at that. That doesn't look good.
No, and you know what, Mitch? How those bigger banks trade is going to weigh on the confidence.
Look at Bank of America.
Same thing?
Same thing. Goldman Sachs, same thing. And I talked about all the banks that were involved in that saving of FRC. Would they get hit today? PNC getting hit. Wells Fargo getting hit. Morgan Stanley, of course, we traded that one. Getting hit there. Bank of New York Mellon. What's that one? I forgot the
BNY.
That.
Is that BNY? No, B boy. Yep. No.
MY, right? No.
That's
Hold on. I'll just put it
Myers.
in. I'll just put it in bank. I like this. I could just do this, right? New York BK.
Oh, damn it. Now I was wondering.
Hey. Well, that's why I have the ability to do that, right? There you guys see it
cool.
down to 4280s. Boom. Getting hit. They're all getting hit. Anybody that took part in that getting hit. And oh my God, I gotta get my camera on Hendricks right now. He looks hilarious.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go full screen too.
Oh, I'm trying. You can go full screen there. Let me see if I had that feeling I'd pull the plug. All right, just give me a second there, team. I'll get my camera on it there.
I had a feeling I would pull the plug.
Yeah, it's just how it is. I have to go in through it with my phone or something. But he's hilarious. I'll just take a picture of him. This
Jesse
is how
saying,
I feel about this.
Ryan, send my Ford puts prayer vibes, please. Jesse, I don't even know if I need to, right? Ford really kind of weak here today, really sinking. Remember that 11 level is key. Now we did have some intraday lows here on Ford, about 1133 here. This is from the 15th, so Wednesday of this year. But again, if we, really?
Oh, this is hilarious, team. You guys are gonna die.
I can't wait to see this, Mitch. I can't wait to see this. This is gonna be the first birthday present I got today. Is gonna be this picture of Hendricks. This 11 level. Remember, Jesse, this is what we're waiting for here, right? This 11 level has been huge support. If this breaks down, the Ford kind of gappy down to, I believe, about 8. So we'll see. We'll see if we end up getting that move here. But you're getting it today. Ford down 3.5% here and accelerating. So, Jesse, I'm not sure you need it, but you got it. You got my blessing.
All right, just put it up in my shows Slack. So let me get that. I'm going to try to put it on our socials because it's just hilarious. It's exactly how I feel about this trade right now. All right, you guys ready for the Hendricks? You guys ready for the Hendricks? I'll put it right here on this screen here. Boom, baby. This is how Hendricks feels about that KRE right now trade. This is it right now. Boom. Just KO'd. KO'd there. Team.
He's a pretty boy, though.
Yeah.
That is a pretty boy right there.
There you see it, team. He's hitting it there. We'll see what happens. He looks hilarious.
PXMD, good call, Becca. This did break through these highs here, 276 high. Don't really trust a good volume spike here too, or maybe not spike, good volume ramp here. I would really like to see this spike. Next upside level I have is 291, and then 307 on top of that.
The cat life is hard. Yeah, man. It's a tough life. Will the banks go lower? Drip, drip. Did the SPY break down yet? Ooh, it did pull back a little bit. I feel like a little bit of some SQQQ reversal action, but it was like extreme turnarounds there, kind of like a V bottom. Don't like that outlook. I don't like going for V bottoms, team. I like for like double or triple bottoms where I can feel like I have a pretty close risk spot. In this case, if I go after the Qs, what do I risk off of? Right, 33.50s. I can't risk down to 33.30s. That's about what? 35 cents here for a 30-cent move up. I hate doing one-to-one risk type of trades.
Now look at this move in Riot.
There's success now coming right back up through the VWAP. We'll find out what happened there. I'll put Riot right here in the middle for you, or you got it right there.
Yep,
Nice
I was going to say
there.
just really bounced off 720. This is near yesterday's intraday high, not quite down there, but big bounce here. Nice big volume here too. Bitcoin remaining steady at the moment. Although Bitcoin crossed 27K earlier today. How about that? Sell your Bitcoins to therapists, folks.
All right,
Riot
so
making big moves. Yep.
added to the snap trade. I've tried to explain that multiple times that I'd add off of VWAP and hold break even on the rest. Break even right now is 1071. I'm putting it towards 1070s just to give myself like a cent or two of protection. But yeah, we'll probably get out of the snap if it cuts through 1070s now. Success trying to come back up there. So you can maybe start seeing the tech names give up. I'm going to wait on that trade because it's already stopped me out once, but it could start seeing a little bit of a turnaround. Google turning around off that 103. That actually doesn't look too bad for a little bit of rejection at low. SPY starting to come down. Oil names starting to come down. Oxy finally really breaking. Rejected that 59 multiple times. Now I can maybe scalp drip. That's the only way I could go about it. We'll see what happens there on some oil names coming down today. XOM still hasn't cracked, so if I wanted to risk off of that one, I can. That's around the 101.30s for the 100 move. That doesn't seem too bad. I don't mind that outlook here. I'm going to try to get in this one, but I need a little bit of a move back towards 101 here. Let's see if I can get it. Just the slightest little pullback, and I'll try to get short on some XOM. Have an order out there. I could get back above that 101. I'll take the shot. Come on. I'll take it there, team. Already got a little starter there. 198. Had to jump on it. It did it on the offer, but I hit the bid there. Now I'm going to look to see if XOM can start coming down. Of course, this is a rejection of a bullish pattern here, and we really want to see it cut through this downtrend line. The same thing here for like Oxy. You see how this downward, upward trend line, you want to see it reject and then hold like a resistance here like it did there. That's a nice outlook, right? So we'll look for that rejection and then for it to hold it as resistance on the way back. So that'd be that cut through here and then holding that kind of 1070 level as a resistance. That's what I'll be looking for. Like how it's starting to come right back down. It did give a little bit of a tweak back above 101s. Now coming right back down. I'll add here and then look for it to start coming down here. So it just got a little bit more, 193s. Now let's see if it can do that takedown. Drip, I'll look for it to take out the highs here. Drip is at 1770s. I'm going to look to see if it takes out 1790s to give me more confirmation on this XOM trade. And overall, the SPY, what happens now? Do we actually start breaking down? I know these banks have been breaking down. Look at JPM, continued downside action today in JPM. So that's what makes me think that the SPY is going to flip to red here. It can only climb the wall of worry for so long, I feel like, and eventually the worry comes through.
Worries being reflected. SPY just in a straight down move. Real quick here, grateful. Yep, Histo did curl. It traded really much right along. Really much. Excuse me. It traded pretty much right along that 138 line. Really kind of pushed off of that as soon as we got volume. But again, really don't trust these breaks higher. I know Histo kind of gave us one of those earlier and held it, but there's no saying that the next break higher doesn't get yanked all the way back down to VWAP. That would be kind of a nasty move. We'll see though. Good spot here.
There's drip a little bit higher. Now XOM to VWAP around the 70 area where I want to see it break. This is the support. And then we want to see this act as resistance in the next couple of minutes. You can see drip to 1780s now. Will it get through the 1790s and go to 18? That's what I'm looking for. That's the left-hand side here on drip. You can see that starting to take off. Looking for XOM to come down here. SPY coming down fast. Let's see also the Qs. Does that start to break through the lows? NVIDIA is another one to kind of keep watch. This one's actually still relatively strong. And then we'll start taking a look to see some of these start to really kind of do a little bit of a meltdown move. Look at that. Nice little move there in XOM, already to 150s here. So not looking bad at all. BX coming down lower. I'm up about 2.5 on that swing already. That Blackstone working out for me. Drip now to 1790s. Can it get to the 18s there? XOM to 150. Could keep going towards 100. So I'm not taking the profits right now. Looking for some continuation through.
Buddy wanted to say hi to the group and announce that he saw a ton of Microsoft puts, right, buddy? Ton of Microsoft puts go through. Here, you want to go onto the chair? Here. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
You see, Hendrix will probably start using his nails there. I'd be like,
nope. No, he was actually pretty good there. He's pretty good about the nails. Here we go on these Microsoft puts, right? I saw multiple of them. One of them a $3.28 million bet, 2,308 contracts on that 280. So it looks like they're trying to buy puts right here. Ever since I saw those come in, Microsoft 2 down candles here. So Microsoft puts getting bought, the 280 strike expiring 6/16, the same that we saw in that KRE trade earlier. Same expiration anyway. Keep that in mind.
All
Smart
right.
cat. He's out of here already. He found something else to do. See what it is. He's probably going to go start screaming at something. Microsoft continuing downside. I'm going to take a look at that. Let's see what these puts look like. Those 280 puts are expensive.
All right. XOM. We'll look to see if we get that rejection of the resistance or the support, the prior support become resistance. Drip is at 1794, looking for the 18. We're already down there towards 126 there on XOM. I think we might get a little bit of a bounce here. Remember, I kind of already drew that out. Let's see if we get that bounce, rejection off the VWAP, and then the takedown continued. So it's okay if I get a little bit of a bounce here, right? That's just one thing that sometimes when I'm shorting, I kind of already looked. A rejection of that is a good confirmation. Could take profits into this first move, but usually this is kind of more of smaller size that I can't just take that quick little motion there. I would have to go way bigger in size, and there's too much risk there on an Exxon Mobil for me to go bigger in that size. So I look for the rejection, cut through the next support, and then we'll start taking some profit. Next support is right around this 109. I'll put it and round it to 100. Once we crack through 100, I can take some profits.
Where's Noel? EOSE. He's been on this for what feels like weeks. EOSE having another good day here today. This one looking good here, Noel. See if we can actually break this high. We did break this downtrend, which is really, really nice. Traded sideways too, and now we're starting to move up. Let's see if we can take the next leg up here. 3 would be my next target.
Out snap for break even. Slight loss there, 1 penny, but we took gains yesterday. So that's pretty much a gain trade for me on snap and very well managed. I'll pat myself on the back for that. Let's keep going.
PXMD might be breaking highs. We'll see.
And that's how it is sometimes. Look at the Qs now washing their team. So
look at the reversal. Like, Mitch, pull up Apple, Tesla, and Amazon. Look at the reversal on those tech names. Just incredible.
Not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. And I mean, that just shows us there. Remember, I was trying to get in the Sox S trade, right? Now it's just taking off like a rocket, right? I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes. That just goes to show you timing is so important, right? Sox S was something that I was thinking about today. Maybe if I would have gone with more of a swing for size, I could have maybe handled some of this volatility, but I'm out. I'm not in that right now, missing this move here, but I could also look for tech to kind of keep cracking. Like AMD looks good maybe here, but I'm going to look for a little pushback to the VWAP, and then I could get short some AMD. We'll find out. XOM towards 118s. I think we got a low there. We're cracked towards 112. Let's see if it cracks through that. And there's DRIP, 1801s. Not a bad outlook there in DRIP. I just wasn't able to get towards 1712s. Lowest move was at 1720s. Was about 8 cents off from entering in DRIP. And it would have been a nice one.
You know, we're seeing this down move here in tech. That could have been one of the reasons we saw those huge puts in Microsoft. Microsoft up here today didn't really have the same down move as Apple and Amazon and some of the other tech names. And that's when we ended up seeing those huge puts in Microsoft. Since we've seen those, just nothing but down here on Microsoft. Banks continuing to get weaker. One of the things I wanted to say here, Jay Rice, weakness in banks will eventually hit some of these tech names. I would agree with that. I think what happened is when the banks started to get weak, people went into tech thinking, okay, this might be safe. This might be the safer trade. Where else are you going to put your money? But Jay, I agree. I think the longer we see weakness in banks, the more it's going to drag on some of these other names, including tech.
Yeah, and that's why I am actually looking at the energy downside trade, right? I'm thinking, where do they do? How do they handle this turnaround? Well, the one way is they handle the turnaround, if you manage a lot of money, is to take some winners and put it into where you think the winners are going, right? So are they taking their winners, their big positions in energy, and then slightly rotating them to tech? That's what I think is happening underneath the hood. So that's why I am going against the energy trade to the downside. And I could still look for some longs on the tech side, but I feel like these are already gone too far.
Aaron Morris saying IWM is very troubling for the overall markets. IWM has been rough for a long time. I mean, so during 2020, right, during the whole COVID thing, we traded up to about this 225 level and then did nothing. This has done nothing since the IWM has done nothing but sell off since the beginning of 2021. It's 2023. This IWM has been just an absolutely awful trade, and small caps under the hood, with the exception of some of these runners that we've seen, have also been awful. So we're actually pretty much right back to the pre-pandemic. Yeah, right here. Nope, right here. Excuse me. We're right back to the pre-pandemic level, or right there. It'll be interesting to see if this thing can get any type of strength. It's going to be tough, right? Going to be tough. Some of these small caps are going to be very, very difficult to borrow money if they need it. Not a good environment. Not a lot of good things happening here. That's a good point. IWM, a lot of small banks in that ETF. Good point there, Jay. Thank you, Doug. I will absolutely do that.
The 100 team. All right, going to take some profits into this move as we keep cutting lower. There's a next move to 99.75s. I'll take some profits into that. Seeing 83s show up here. Can we get underneath the 80s? And as soon as I see that cut, I'm going to take some profits here in XOM. Drip trying to break through the 18s here. Seeing a little bounce there in AMD, so you just got to be worried about a big bounce back to 170s here. So I'm going to take already some profits in XOM. I can add these shares right back at the top. So I just took some profit there in XOM. Now we'll look for a little bit. If it comes back, I can add to it, right? We'll see what happens here. AMD still looking like it's trying to bunch up in a symmetrical triangle. It could try to break out towards like 97, 75s and 98s. I wanted to attempt to break out and then fail. That's when I could get shorted. Just going to give it a chance to get through this trend line and then fail there. Symmetrical triangle. What is that pattern? Well, it looks like this, team. I'll show you guys that right now. AMD pattern breakdown today of the day. You can see here also on the hourly how you're just kind of slowly trending to the upside. On the 5-minute, looks like a symmetrical triangle. Do you get the move above 98s or do you get the move below the support? Support is a breakdown of the kind of the 96.70s here. I'm going to look for a little move towards that 97.80s, fails, and then comes back down through the 97. We'll see what happens there. Smash the like. We got over 520 of you guys out there. Smash it up, team. If you guys are enjoying the action, take a second whenever you can. Do me the favor. Smash that like button. And, of course, hit the subscribe if you're brand new to the show. One thing that we're going to be doing more and more is that we're going to be switching to kind of comments for subscribers only. This is the big thing that I want to start shifting the channel for. Why? Because at the end of the day, we do it for you guys that come in here every single day, support the channel. So look forward towards that change. Right now, everyone gets to comment, but it's not going to be like you need to pay. But subscribe, team. Support the channel, support the team.
HUBC trying to bounce off this 279 area, holding right at VWAP. See if this gets
bouncing. All right, that Michigan sentiment, right? Hit, right? I think that's at 10:30. Yes. Michigan consumer sentiment for March 63.4 versus 66.9 estimate. Prior was 67. That shows what? The sentiment going back to kind of that bearish side, right? Really, you need to see it keep coming lower than this, but it missed the estimate on the downside. That shows that sentiment out there getting a little bit concerned about the banking issues. Is this something that's massively important? I take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. I don't really pay attention to it that often, but I'll mention it here.
Yeah, people go back and forth on this. There are people that really think that number is important, and there are people that are like, I don't really know. I've never really used that number for any type of trade execution or planning. I do look at it, but I don't really have any type of strong feelings about it.
AMD didn't even give me the chance, team. I wanted it above VWAP. It didn't go to above VWAP. Now I'm already seeing NVIDIA break down. Stock's ass probably taking off to that 19. Can scalp off of 19s right now, but you guys know. How often have you guys seen me scalp? I think I did one scalp this week, and that was just on FAZ, but that was not on stream. Why do I not like doing scalps on stream? Because it's that quick, right? Like, I don't know how much people can learn from scalps, really. And this is why I tell a lot of traders that are scalp style traders, be careful from copying scalps because they're so quick decision-making skills that you need for scalping that very rare are you going to be able to be consistent in that game. Very rare traders are able to scalp and just continuously scalp on names. That's why I don't do it too often.
Should I leave, Mitch? That's pretty much all I've been doing.
You're part of the rare, if anything, my friend. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. You're part of the rare trader.
The thing that I wanted to add to that is that's why you hear me talking about process so much, or talking about things to look for, like trying to play these things off of curls or instead of trading them through breaks, because you're right, it does happen fast. And I'm not going to be able to sit here and be like, okay, stock XYZ, this level right now have people have a chance to actually buy like that. It's just not going to work like that. So instead, if I teach you what it is that I'm looking for, then you folks can then see the same thing in real time. You don't have to rely on anyone else. We actually had an example of that here too today. Grateful to God, I believe, was the one that spotted HSTO on that curl. If I'm getting that correct, I think that I am. Might be mixing it up with another ticker, but that's exactly it. Teach the process, and then you guys can start finding them yourself. You don't need us to call out different opportunities. Scalping, honestly, Mitch, is what makes me feel safer in the market conditions we found ourselves in.
That's to each his own, right? And that's why you got to find what matches your personality, right, team? I talk about this so much. Find what matches your personality, what matches your risk assessment, and that's going to give you a lot more benefit. Why? Because you're going to be trading more how you are on internals, right? Beliefs, expectations, those all come into play when we're trading. All right, team. I'm excited to get into Japanese candlestick charting techniques. That's going to start this weekend for the book club. So that's going to be definitely fun. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Japanese candlesticks charting book, but yes, but it's not really. It's actually what you study right now, the candlesticks. And so I'll show you guys the book at least right here. So this is the book that we're going to be getting into. It's by Steve Neeson. We'll see what happens here. It's a good book. I've read it before. It talks all about like charts, candlesticks that you see on the right-hand side, and where did we get it from, right? This was a Japanese candlesticks. Really, that's where we pulled it from, and that's where it came towards our market. Then we applied it towards kind of Western technicals, but we'll get into this here. You guys check it out. Part of the book club. If you guys want to join, by all means, it's absolutely free. But what I love about it really is it's an exclusive community. Why is it exclusive? Because only the people that are part of the book club can get the book club video. I don't even put it out on public for YouTube. So you guys out there that want to join the book club, join up, team. Bałowski, yes. Bałowski, that candlestick trading, he's the best. He's the best. Quantum, 100%. You can actually learn a lot more about that. And I was saving it on the book club. We're actually going to be going in through some good chart pattern statistics that are from Bałowski. So stick around for that. Quantum bringing it in here. If you guys haven't checked them out before, definitely pretty good statistics that we've been done. And, rule number one, talk about the book club.
Not okay. I see what you did there. Those Microsoft puts that we talked about earlier, folks, already appreciating in value. So remember, we had 2,308 puts that expire 6/16. They paid 14.2 per contract. The bid on that contract is 15 right now. So pretty much an entire dollar here already today. And this is a bet out into June. So somebody knows something, because that was a well-timed purchase right there.
I hear you, Voodoo. I hear you. Definitely really good book. All right, let's see if we can keep going lower on XOM. Of course, I was trying to add the shares back, at least half of it, but if it wants to just keep going lower, I ain't going to fight it. We'll look to see drip through 18 here. SOX continuing to the upside. AMD now cutting through that 97, starting to pull back. NVIDIA now back below VWAP. This one was one that maybe I could have done a VWAP rejection type of trade, where you kind of cut through, come back, and it rejects off of the VWAP. That would have been 261.32s. We got up there to 261.26. Now starting to cut through the 260 here. You are seeing a downturn on that. Meta that was really bullish. That one looks like another one that could pull back significantly here. And be careful with that Tesla dragon. Oh, man, someone hit the flush on Tesla. Who was it, team? Let me know, because that sounds like a get to the chopper trade there. Look at Tesla last what? Ooh, Last 7 bars on the 5-minute, straight to the downside there in Tesla. Doesn't look good there. BX still working for me. Haven't even taken a profit, team. 87.25s. Looking for that to continue down. This was one that was more of a sideways pattern off of resistance. Going to look for this to close this down towards 83.50s. Can take some profits there, but I think this should really get back down to even like 78, 80s. So going to keep riding that swing there on the short side.
Captain Kirk, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And I'm Irish. How about that? Being Irish and born on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, we here at Benzinga, we love our animal life, man. I don't know if Alyssa would want me showing it, but I got to. Look at this, guys. Look at the market. Look at this, Ryan. Oh,
Look at
got
Monty.
the coolest people.
Look at Monty. What a pretty bird.
I think it's Marty. Marty. Let's get it right.
Oh, is it Marty? Yeah, it is Marty. It is Marty.
All right, but it's
I'm
still
the worst. Alyssa's gonna kill me.
I'll tell you what. I wish I had a bird like that could hang out with me. What? You know Ryan likes the birds. I like the birds too.
So mine will sit on my finger, but they won't do it for that long.
Yeah, like this looks like he's hanging out.
Obviously, the birds don't get along with the cat.
All right, we'll look for that continued downside through the 100 on XOM. We'll look to see if Drip can expand above. Microsoft, that was really strong, now turning around. So if you wanted to go short some bigger tech, I don't see that as a bad thing. Just always understand your risk, right? That's what matters the most. Google back to VWAP. We'll see if VWAP bounces here or does it start cutting back down towards the 101. Looking around to see if there's any other news that's coming out in the bank situation, because of course anything could come in right now and really shake things up. Here's one. Just hit the tape. Brought to you by, of course, Benzinga Pro, team. Let me make this bigger so you guys can see this. I just saw it go through there. Looks like investor Bill Ackman saying that he's concerned about contagion risk spreading out of control.
Spiraling is actually
spiraling. Thank you.
I mean, that's the only reason I corrected you there, Mitch, is because to me that's worse.
Yeah, that's worse.
Spiraling out of control is worse than spreading. So, man, we're not the only ones worried about the banks. That's basically what he's saying right there. Yeah,
I'm glad I was looking at FAZ today, but wasn't able to get an entry on this one, but definitely taking off here now to 25.24. So if you guys were day trading that FAZ, shout out to you guys. You guys are nailing that one. Bank of America lower, Goldman Sachs lower. Definitely, oh man, the big banks just taking a beating today, team. And it's not only these, right? We could go to the regionals.
Market is coming in now. It's doing more than just the banks, bro.
They were climbing the wall of worry yesterday with the tech stocks. Guess what? Now they're getting destroyed with the worry. So just be careful out there, team. Of course, we're not trying to create FUD here. It's just more along showing you guys what's happening. And of course, the tech trade coming off, that's going to hurt the market. That was holding the market up. Look at these stocks. Tesla, just another big candle to the downside. I don't like the big names at all. Look at Apple. Apple looks strong today for a 157 move on the daily. It looks like to me like a little bit of a bull trap here, even though it is a bullish chart. We'll find out. Drip now 1810s. That looks good for my XOM to keep coming lower through the 99.70s here. We're going to look for 99 on the next exit for Exxon Mobil, and we can take the win, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Still shorting some oil. I'm staying on it. Maybe not shorting Buffett today, but I'll let him slide today. Still could have, though, right? That Oxy at 60? Oh, man. I'm still frustrated about that because 60 in the pre-market. Maybe I got to start shorting in the pre-market. See if we get that next leg. Affirm. Oh man, is this company, I think, going to disappear? And I will always remember about this move here where I got stopped out in this name at 40. And I could have been short a firm long term, Ryan. Oh, I'm always going to fight that one. And I'm just going to be frustrated. I got stopped out by 1 point there. It was a 1 point style risk. I got in at 39. It went to 40.97. It stopped me out at 40, but it was just,
that's the
it's
way
a
the cookie
frustrating
crumbles
one.
sometimes, Mitch. I mean, a firm
Yeah, man.
that's a zero at some point in the future, in my opinion.
I feel too, man. It's going to be one of those things that they talk about like 5 years from now. Yeah. Buy now, pay later things. Not probably the best way to go
Not
about.
a good plan.
Yeah. Probably not the best way to go about trying to buy assets, right? I mean,
They
I
like
know.
to do it on anything. You can get a toaster where you pay. It's just like it's so dumb. It's so
Yeah,
dumb.
man, it's ridiculous. That's why I also think Upstart could be another one of those kind of targets. But I can't even short these, man. There's a monster borrow fee for these. Not something I can find. But yeah, Ford down towards 11s. Remember, I talk about this often. This relationship. When you see Tesla get the flush, I run from Ford and GM. Ford, GM, pounded, right? A lot of that is just the leader, right? Tesla just leads the autos now. It's crazy, but Tesla is the leaders in the autos. And I just keep watching Tesla. And when Tesla rips, I'll take a look at lithium names. When Tesla does come back down, all the lithium names get the pounding. And you can see it, LTHM pounded today, PLL pounded today. And this is relationship style trading, right, team? We got to just kind of keep this in mind. And the reason I talk about this is so you guys can understand some relationships and maybe be able to capitalize on opportunities.
Microsoft trying to bounce at the VWAP. We'll see if that ends up happening. Becca, you were saying here, can you check out a newer, I can't click on the comment for whatever reason. Can you check out a newer cybersecurity stock, HUBC? That was actually on the list here from this morning, right? That was on the movers tool here from this morning. We had an immediate breakdown right out of the open, but bounced hard off 248. Again, this 248 level is just where I drew the line. Probably could have drawn it at 250. Same thing would have been possible here. Took one leg up, consolidated a little bit, broke up again, back tested that break, and now we seem to be trading up again. So one of the things that I had drawn here was this downtrend. This downtrend now invalidated. So HUBC seeming to give a good move. Not in this one. Didn't end up trading this one. Was late after the bounce, but this one looking decent here today.
I know it's like kind of hindsight 2020, but I agree with Jay on success. Should have taken less money, Mitch, and widen the stops. It's okay. It's okay to understand that we made a mistake today, right? And I'll admit it, and I'll say it like I just said in the chat, right? I agree to Jay that I was too early to the trade, too big of size. Got to keep to my risk. That's part of my rules, right? But I agree that lower size and expanding the range for the volatility would have helped me in that trade, right? Well, all things that we can take and learning lessons. That's what this stream's really about, right? You guys can learn from my weakness today on that trade and hopefully make it a strength of yours. That's what we really do this show for. It's all about paying it forward, team. So smash the like.
Jay Rice. Yellen said everything was great with the banks, and this is the same idiot who said inflation was transitory. I generally don't like speaking bad about people, but Jay's 100% right here. These people were all wrong. These are the experts. Remember, just because someone is an expert doesn't make them correct. We've figured that out with finance. We figured that out with COVID. Experts don't make you right. Just if you're loud about it and you're wrong, you look dumb. Jay hit it right on the head here.
Bill Ackman continuing with comments saying that
Bill Hackman.
Bill Hackman.
That's funny.
He said, we are now in the hands of the government. And he's talking about like rich people. He's saying that rich people are in the hands of the government now. We'll find out. Bill Hackman. I remember he was Bill Spackman, Bill Hackman. How many names can we give him, man? Anybody got one else? I know you guys are creative out there.
I love it. I love the creativeness or the creativity. Creativeness. It might be time for a shot, Mitch.
I hear you, my friend. I hear you. I
Maybe
hear you. I
make a
can't
cup of
blame you.
coffee and throw some Baileys in it.
Pinkies up, man. Pinkies up. It is Friday, right?
Just saying.
Just saying,
It's his
right? It
birthday,
is
it's
Friday.
I mean, damn.
There's some names. I see you. Whackman, a Quackman, Bill Quackman.
Oh, man.
All right, team. Just looking for some trades to continue. Look at Blackstone, man. What? Let's go. Let's go. Blackstone?
Quackman.
Quackman.
Our
The
community
Quacks.
never lets us down. Like, they're undefeated. They're literally undefeated. Oh, man.
Oh man, that steel trade today. I'm glad I didn't go for it. I couldn't see it just kind of ripping. They did give good numbers, so I feel like eventually you might see that trade turn around, but not right now. Any more meat on the bone for NEM? I mean, it's all about the market keeps going down, right? Another thing you can look at, Trout, just to kind of bring it up, is look at DXY, right? How's DXY doing today? DXY, of course, is the dollar index. Dollar index is coming down a little bit here. So that's interesting to kind of note there. Just keep an eye out to see what happens with that. I think it's very important to kind of watch the dollar index. Of course, we've been kind of floating around in early kind of February. We did spike from the 101s. We went right back to the highs around kind of like the 105.66 for like the 3-month window. But remember, we were back in November at like 110s, 112s. So look to see if this can continue that trend. Does it get back through 105s today? Something I'd keep an eye out for. But of course, it's longer term thinking. If you're looking at NEM, you could also kind of keep watch other gold plays, right? How are those moving? AU moving higher, right? So this is NEM in the middle. This is AU on the left. And you could also look at gold, GOLD, right? You could look at GLD. And that's another one, right? That's now you're looking at the Spider Gold Trust and you're seeing that move higher. I always use relationships to show me conviction, right? And so you can clearly see there's a lot of gold trades making a nice move here. And if you wanted, you could go to the leverage ones, right? Like NUG or JNUG, right? And so
Mitch
you guys
loves
can
the nugs, so I would not surprised that he goes after those.
I always know the nugs, man, and I keep up with all nugs, and especially when they're green nugs. But 35's ripping through the J nug right now, but we'll see what happens. That's what I kind of look at. So if I question, can I have more juice? I just keep these charts up, right? And I can draw like trend lines and patterns, and I want these patterns to continue. Like for AU, I would draw like an upward trend line here, and I would just put like a green bar on that. As long as I don't crack that, I'm looking good. Or some people like to use like trend moving averages for things like that. Like the 9 EMA, this light blue line that you see below NEM, we could be using that. You see how it caught it here around 1025 on the 5-minute. You see AU pushing higher away from the trend line there. And what happens? NEM just starts playing catch up. Look to the left or to the right. JNUG, nice continued push there. This is how I use relationships to kind of give me conviction. Of course, Trout, you choose how you want to go about it.
All right, Mitch, I'm going to get rolling here, get on with the birthday parting words. First of all, thank you to everybody for coming out and hanging out with us. And thank you for all of the birthday wishes. Really, really appreciate that. Means a lot. I will raise a glass for all of you today. Slanty, if I believe that's pronounced correctly. Anyway, have a good one, everybody.
St. Patty's Day, I mean, green beer. There's so much to do today.
That's the best part about having a birthday on St. Patrick's Day. You never really have to plan anything because there's always
you can just go everywhere and everyone's celebrating your birthday, my friend.
It's
so
awesome.
you
They dyed
enjoy
the
it.
river green for me here in Chicago. It's absolutely amazing.
Hey, enjoy it, my friend. I truly hope that you have a great day. Enjoy some of that action later, and I hope you have a fun time with your friends. Have a good one, Ryan.
Will do. Take care, everybody.
All right, Ryan's getting out of here. I'm going to wrap up in just a few moments here, team. I'm going to keep looking at what's going on there, but you guys can see those gold trades ripping a little higher. Let's go back to my XOM trade. Still watching this to crack for the next move down towards 99. We'll see what happens here on Exxon Mobil. Drip kind of holding on to the 18s. It could pull back to the VWAP at any moment. So just be careful out there, team. We'll find out what happens in the market today. Qs overall now finally showing a little bit of a bounce. Do we come back to the VWAP or do we just keep cutting through lows? We'll find out, team. Stick around. There's a lot more for you like always. Smash the thumbs on up. Get it up there, team. House of Randy, enjoying it with you. There you go. That's what I love to see. Quantum, Malcolm, have a good one, team. Love Green, everything. How about the Roche? The Roche. Of course, man. You guys have a good one. Definitely enjoy it. Happy birthday, Ryan. A lot of cakes out there. Appreciate you guys enjoying it. Thanks, Ryan. Wisdom's drunk as already. He's enjoying it. I'll tell you right now, man, I would be having a couple of shots if I didn't have a show later today. But hey, I'll maybe save it for the swing trading show. Who knows? Find out what happens there. 3 p.m. Eastern. I want you guys all watching right now to tune in. When is that? That's called the witching hour. The witching hour today. Quad witch coming into play. A lot of option expiration coming towards the end of the day. They call it the quad witching hour, or the witching hour, right? The last hour of the market. Find out what happens there. I might take some day trades even on there. They're going to be like swing trade approaches that could be more just day trades as long as they come towards our profit takes. Like always, smash the thumbs up if you guys enjoyed all that we did here on this week of live trading. And always give us feedback. What do you guys want to see more or less of on live trading? Do you guys want to see other traders on here? I know that we already have 3 traders on here, but if you guys want to see some other styles, please let us know. Like always, hit the thumbs up. We enjoy you guys just as much as you guys enjoy us. I know I've had a couple of people now come up to me, and I even had someone yesterday come up to me in the gym, talk about, hey, Money Mitch, you guys are always on top of a lot of things. And I say, yeah, I mean, you almost want to turn off CNBC because we try to be a little bit ahead of things, just pointing to flags, pre-market prep, live trading, start swing trading. This is where you want to be, team. So smash the thumbs up. I'll see you next time, and let's keep it going right here on Benzinga. You don't got to go anywhere if you guys want to continue seeing some market action. Of course, after this, there's no Benzinga Live today. Benzinga Live is going to be on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, sometimes some special shows, but I'm going to wrap it up. I'll see you guys later on Start Swing Trading. Take a little bit of a break. Do like I do. Get that redirect. Get fresh. I'll see you guys a little bit back here on Start Swing Trading, 3 p.m. Eastern. Until then, be careful out there, traders. A lot of action going on.